watermelon, a different way to use your leftover watermelon rind. You will be surprised, and it was so good. Keep watching it at the end.
Welcome back to the channel. A country boy can cook. Today, watermelon. It's a great deal. When I was growing up, we grew black diamonds, and another one I can't remember. Black diamonds would get up about 60 or 70 pounds. Some of them up to 80 or 90 pounds. Just solid black, dark green black, and round. They stopped shipping those because they were hard to pack. You couldn't get many of them in, and after a few rolls of them, they'd just collapse everything down on the bottom. So very few producers have black watermelons, black diamond watermelons, but they are so good because the heart is so large. Because out of a watermelon that's 2 foot wide, almost all of it is the heart, which is the sweetest part. It's a great deal, believe me. I love watermelon. We used to grow much. And I hated getting in there with the hoe and cleaning out the weeds. Oh my God, but I would love to be doing that a day again. Just amazing how time changes everything. Yeah, I'd give my, well, not my right arm, but I would love to be back in the watermelon patch. All right, let me turn the camera around. See, this is a melon I bought. This was on sale. It's a seedless. It's out of Texas. I can't remember where. And get my knives over here. I've got this on an old plank that came out of a table, or a shelf, I think, that I was going to throw away one time. I changed it for a customer, and I don't have a lot of room. This kitchen was built in 50 something. They didn't entertain in the kitchens at that time. They were just for cooking. So anyway, I found the spot it likes to set on, and these are on sale this week for $3.99, which is a pretty good deal. So it likes to set on this side right here at the bottom. So I'm going to take and slice it into, let's see here. I always like to, when you're slicing a melon, you can hear it split. That sound right there. That's always a good sound. And of course I've got it on a paper bag and some paper towels to keep the juice from running everywhere. It's funny, when I was growing up, watermelons like these were 50 cents a dollar. Farmers didn't want to mess with them. This is seedless. I've actually learned to like some of the seedless. They're pretty sweet. And so there it is. You can see this beautiful baby. And I have to do one thing. Let's see here. I had to just try. This tells you everything about a watermelon. All right. Get this back up here. I'm actually standing up. It's been a good day. So I'm gonna try this one piece and see how it is. That's a good melon. That's a really good melon. All right, back to the melon. All right, I'm gonna cut this in half. And then I'm going to cut this one in half. By the way, you never know who's touched these watermelons, where they've been, how many trucks, how many customers have touched them. I take a little bit of water and cider vinegar and wipe the outside of the rind down before I start. That way I know it's clean. Nothing better than watermelon on a hot, hot day. All right. Let me sit down for this next feat. I've got a boning knife here. Not a butcher knife, but a boning knife. And I've got a container. Put this over on my cutting board here. Till I get to it. And put my container that I want to put the melon in. And how I do it, it's pretty simple. I just make strips down to the rind. Say I've already cleaned the outside of it. I know it's clean. It's not gonna hurt anything to get inside my container. Do it that way. Do the bigger chunks, or you can take and slice them this way. The smaller chunks off. Once it's in there, you can take and cut them up into smaller pieces. I'm actually going to use this rind and make pickles out of it for a later video this week. I will clean these up and get them filleted off like catfish fillets or crappie fillets. Lots of paper towels and paper sacks go into doing this. Don't want juice everywhere, and I want to keep these kind of clean. All right, back again. This makes it pretty simple. I'm just now getting some strength back in my hand so I can hold stuff slowly but surely. Don't want to miss any of that goodness, that great red. Have you ever heard of anybody making watermelon rind pickles? I've heard of watermelon rind jelly. I might try that sometime, but I love fresh pickles. Just cucumbers and some hot peppers and a few spices. I use vinegar and sugar, equal amounts. So bad. You can see this does a really great job of cutting it off. No fuss, no muss. I started eating watermelon with sea salt, which is really good. Goodness, it's actually great. And here's another way to do it. If you don't want to go in here and chop these into smaller parts, take your knife and come down and split the piece just to the rind. Go back out, cut it this way. I like the bigger chunks. I think my wife is more fond of the smaller stuff, or she cuts the bigger chunks up that I have in there. So, and that's how you skin off a watermelon hide, just like flaying out a crappie. I guess y'all know what crappie is. And I dropped one piece on the floor, or two pieces on the floor. But I have got a little man that loves watermelon. I can't believe he's not in here. He just got there with his lunch. Here, big man. I call him, see if he wants some watermelon. Oh yeah, here he comes. Hell, it fell on my apron. Let's see if I can get the camera around here where he's at. You want some watermelon? Are you hungry? There you go. Get your watermelon. There you go. I said he just finished lunch, so he's not the most hungry, but he ate it. Anyway, this is how I skin out watermelon. I know I'm sounding like I'm talking about a rabbit or a bird or whatever, but it's never failed me, so it works good. See, in bigger pieces, so you just take your knife and cut through here. There's a lot of times, especially in the hot summertime, we will just have watermelon for dinner. All right, get this over here. Get my lid on it here. Now, I'm going to take, this knife is sharp. I sharpened it a while ago before I got started. I don't want a lot of red. I watched a video guy doing this, and I've never pickled watermelon rind, but I've tasted it a lot of times, and it tastes like cucumber. I mean, you know, not sweet, not anything, just kind of a cucumber flavor. And it showed them doing it, and he left a little bit of the red on. He said that made it good. I just don't know about that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this that's got the white on it. Since I'm not making jelly, I'm making pickles. I don't want much sweetness in it, maybe a little bit, but there'll be sugar in the vinegar that I fast pickle with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this in half. It'll be easier for me to fillet. Come on. I'm being so cautious because I can't hold that I don't have a lot of strength in my left hand. But I'm getting it done anyway. I'll get this one show done and want to get it filleted out, and then I'll come back at a later time, or I'll bring you back when they're all finished, of course. So I'm going to lay my knife just on the green, just like filleting a catfish out, or a bass, or a crappie, or big bluegill, which sounds so good. Make sure I'm not getting too deep over here. No. And then, yes, I am cutting towards my hand, so I'm being very careful. I got a little green on it. I wondered why it was being so hard to get through there. All right. I hate throwing away stuff. There it is. The texture is really like cucumber. It's the only thing I can describe it as. So I'm going to chop it up. It's, you know, it's real crispy. I mean, you can eat it. There's just not much flavor to it. It's already crunchy. And chop it up in smaller chunks so the marinade. I'm going to use the same marinade I should say. I am a country boy, marinated, that I use in my pickles and my beets and everything else. So Anyway, let me bring you back when all of these are finished and we'll go from there. Back with you. This watermelon is pretty thin. Some big watermelons will have almost a 3/4 of an inch of rind. This is not so much as it's a small personal size. So I decided I would see if this potato peeler would work. I mean, to be honest, if it's too much work, I ain't gonna do it. I'll just buy some pickles. But yeah, this works wonderful. This is how I peel cucumbers, with the potato peeler. It's thin enough, it just slices right through. Saves me a lot of flesh that I'm not getting rid of. Much better than trying to saw through it. It even smells kind of like cucumber. All right, this is a much better way to do this. A lot more meat saved and a lot quicker. All right, let me shut this off. I don't know if y'all seen me peel this, so I'll be back in a little bit when they're all. Good morning, back with you on this. Seems like to be a long saga about watermelon rind pickles. It's the next day, next morning actually. So I discovered a few things last night while I was in my library. That's my YouTube. That's how I learn. If you're dyslexic, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You can see it and repeat it. If you had to read it, maybe not so much. Anyway, I am dyslexic, so I had to watch things. But if I can watch it, I can repeat it. I don't have to write it down. So anyway, let me turn the camera over here so you can see what I'm doing this morning. Let's see here. You're crooked, I think, here. Yeah, there you go. I think that's pretty good, maybe. There you go. So I've got my watermelon rind. It's clean. It's got just a little bit of redness on it. And put this over out of the way. I'm going to put these in these little containers here. So what I'm going to do, these are actually out of the dishwasher. So and I'm using apple cider vinegar. I'm going to have to order some more. You can see here. Wally World Special. And this is about 5% acidity. Easy for me to not say. Anyway, I poured it into this container that I'm going to end up putting the pickles in. Even though they were just out of the dishwasher. Nice and dry and clean. But vinegar is a great cleaner. So I know that filled both of these up. So it should be enough to do my pickles. The next round is to take these pickles and cook the vinegar down. Let's see here. So as you can see, I've got 1 cup of vinegar. Well, you can't see. I've got 1 cup of vinegar. I'm going to add equal parts of vinegar and white sugar, apple cider vinegar and white sugar. this is a 1 cup scoop here. Maybe a little bit more. I want it to the line. All right. Get that out of the way. This is the same recipe that I use when I'm making my salad dressing. I just use equal parts of, I use white vinegar or apple cider, whichever you want your flavor to be, and mix it together until all the sugar is dissolved. But I watched online a couple of people do the watermelon pickles, and they say heat this up. So I'm gonna follow the instructions and heat this up. Still sugar left in here, so I knew there would be. Let's see here. All right, let me get this on the stove. Turn the burner on. And I don't want to boil it, but I just want it hot. So, well, that's coming to temp. I'm gonna go ahead. You can see there's a little bit of sugar left in. That won't matter, I promise. When I make my dressing, I never even cook it. I just mix it until it comes out clear. It never separates. The sugar is dissolved, but I'm trying to follow the instructions. Which, being an old dude, I don't follow instructions very well, but here I am. I'm trying anyway. Get some of my vinegar cleaned up. All right. So I'm gonna have plenty of vinegar left for sure. I'm gonna put my pickles in here. And I know what you're gonna say. It looks like you've got way too many pickles or watermelon rind to make pickles out of for these 2 little containers. And boys and girls, you would be right. Here. Put this over here. It's cooking away over there, trying to heat up. I see one that's got a little green on the backside. I don't think it'll matter, but I'm not going to put it in there. All right, so here's another one. This is full. This is just half the watermelon that I jumping watermelon rinds here. The other half is still in my fridge. I had some of the watermelon last night. It's really good. I'm not the biggest fan of seedless because I know that's a hybrid. But this watermelon was really good. So everything's getting ready. Let's see here. I think I got one little extra here. All right. So what I'm going to use is a little bit of vinegar. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic. There's my garlic. Not much. This is chopped garlic that I keep in the fridge. I've got to watch this. I don't want that vinegar to boil. I don't want to kill the nutritional value of it. All right, so I've got that out of the way. I got some black peppercorns. Just a few. what am I going to do with the rest of this? You're just not going to believe. You'll have to watch the rest of the next video that I'll put up. It's going to be a couple of days. I'm not going to publish this video until it's completely done. But you're going to think, damn, the old dude's gone crazy. But I think you'll be surprised. It's just about ready, almost to a boil. Oh yeah, you can see it's steaming. Turn this burner down, or off actually. No need. So you can see everything's dissolved. It smells really good too. I mean, like really, really good. So, I see here. I can't put it in those plastic containers until it's cooled down, of course. I gotta be careful here. Don't want a hot vinegar bath. I told you that last bit of vinegar is not going to matter that sugar in there because I knew I was going to pour it back in here to cool it down. I'm not going to put any salt in these pickles. I don't think it will need it. I'm going to put a little bit of red pepper flakes if I can find it. I'll bring you right back.
I thought I had turned the camera off and was going to be right back with you. I discovered soon after watching this video I had not turned it off like I thought. So bear with me. I'm trying to get this stuff done. I'm just slow about learning to edit. But slowly but surely I'm getting a little better. It just takes an old dude a little bit. Enjoy my video.
All right. What you're basically making is a simple syrup with vinegar. That's just equal parts of water and sugar. You can use that to sweeten drinks or sweeten tea with. It's not my favorite to sweeten tea with, but it does good. But I'm using vinegar. Like I said, you can make this. If you were to add ketchup to this right now, you would get a dressing. It's kind of like Catalina dressing. The tomato flavor, of course, you put some spices and stuff in it. Once it's cooled down, you can let it, you can put a little mayo in it and make a creamy dressing, and you put Italian seasonings, make your Italian dressing out of it. It's very versatile. So anyway, I'm going to I was getting my pepper flakes. I remembered I had some celery salt, just a little because it has salt in it, and my red chili flakes. I mean, just a touch. I don't want to set everybody on fire with it. Alright, let's see here. Does it cool down enough? I believe it's cool enough that I can put in my pickles, or what hope to be soon to be pickles. All right. I'm just gonna let this cool down in here. Kind of mix it around. I want everything to be in the juice. It's my first time to try this, boys and girls. My mother and my grandmother made watermelon rind preserves. They cooked them down and put sugar with them. I don't even know what the recipe is, but anyway, it was always wonderful in the fall. They would do that, I guess, after we had watermelons through the year. And as soon as it's cooled down, I'm gonna put my lids on it. And in the fridge for a couple of days, it's gonna go. At the end of that, I will bring you back for a taste test and see if I was right or wrong by doing it like this and how they taste. They're supposed to be crunchy and sweet and tart. I know the dressing that is sweet and tart. I know that, I got that. I've never added seasonings to it like this, but we'll all see together when I bring it back, and by then, I'll show you what I've used the rest of these watermelon rinds for. Like I said, you're gonna think, man, old dude's done lost his mind. I want to tell you, he needs to go back to the farm. Anyway, we'll be back with you in a couple of days and see you on the back trip.
Thanks for being part of the Old Dude's world. I hope you enjoy this recipe. The pickles turned out really crunchy and really good. I mean, so good. Keep watching. Here's a couple of my handwritten recipes. Enjoy. Hope you have a wonderful day. Share this video and give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. You will also notice at the end there's what looks like stew. It was fried cabbage, and I put some of the watermelon in it and cooked it down. It was wonderful. It was like adding squash to, here it is, here's the picture of it. It's like adding squash to fried cabbage. It worked really wonderful. Y'all have a wonderful day.